These videos were created for you to watch along. They'll teach you about client track so you know what's going on. So best of luck with all of your data. Now here's your HMIS system administrator. In this training video, I'll be going over how issue management works in ClientTrack. Issue management is how you are able to submit an issue ticket when you're having trouble with the system or have a question, and then an admin will get a notification that an issue has been submitted and we are able to work on those issues for you. So a cool thing about ClientTrack is regardless of what tab you're on, what page you're on, what form you have pulled up, you can submit an issue straight from there. And when you do that, the system will automatically record specific information regarding what form you happen to be on and what client you have pulled up and so forth that will actually help us diagnose the issue you're having. So for instance here, I'm going to actually kind of create an issue by not answering this question and trying to hit save. I get an error message here, and let's say I was unfamiliar with this error message or I did not know what to do now to correct this. Well, you can go up here to the top right and you'll see a help icon. Go ahead and click on that. These top three options here will help you submit a ticket. The first one is for if you're actually having just an issue. So there's something going on, you're getting an error message, there's a problem in the system. The second one is ask a question. Maybe you just need to know, hey, what's a good report for me to pull some data on services? And then third, make a suggestion. Maybe you just have a suggestion that would be good for a future update of ClientTrack. Regardless of what three of these you choose, they all go through issue tracking and we all get a notification to let us know that there's something that's been submitted, and we will go in and then look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on report an issue. Now the first thing here is the summary. We do want to be pretty detailed on the summary. This will help us as admins help solve your problem and know what's going on right off the bat, and it's also going to help you organize issues that you have previously submitted. So you don't want to just do a one-word summary. You don't want to just say APR not working. You want to give a little detail. So for this issue, I will say getting an error message. And then here you want to go ahead and go into a little bit more detail on exactly what's going on. And I would definitely tell you, the more details you can get to us, the better. A lot of times we'll get an issue ticket and it will have very limited amount of information on what the actual problem is, and so then what we have to do is we have to send a reply back to you asking for more information, and you have to wait, for us to send that back, and then we have to wait for you to reply back to that, and it just takes it a lot longer for us to resolve your problem. So the more information you can provide, the better. If you take a little time on this step, it will probably end up helping you to get this issue resolved quicker. If you see this option here, you can attach a file or screenshot. If there's a file that would be helpful for this issue, you can do that through here by choosing a file and then selecting a file. That could be maybe a report you've already ran. It could be maybe Excel sheet or something like that. You can also attach a screenshot if you'd saved a copy of a screenshot. Speaking of screenshots, if you're not familiar how those work, on your keyboard there is a button in the top right that should say print screen. If you click print screen, and I'm going to go ahead and click print screen now, and then if you right click within this box here, you can hit paste and it will actually paste that screenshot. So you can basically just take a snapshot of your screen, and that would be helpful if you're maybe getting a specific error message or seeing something unusual on your screen and not sure what that means. You can take a screenshot of it and then still go ahead and type a description here though to kind of help us understand what the problem is. So once you have that information there, you can go ahead and scroll down. Now, view debug information. This would probably not be anything that you need to go in and click on, but I will show you what it contains. And this is why I was saying it's so important that you submit the issue directly from the page that you're having a problem with. Through this, we're going to be able to know what client you were working with, what agency you were logged into at the time, what form you were on, and then there's a good bit of more information here. And so that's going to be really helpful for us as admins to help troubleshoot your problem. And now I've been covering what you should include on issues, and for a moment I want to talk about what you should not include when you submit an issue. So when you submit an issue, it does send an email notification out to us, and in that email notification we get information from the summary, and we also get information that you would type here. Now we would not see the screenshot through the email, but we would get whatever's typed out here. And why that's important is you do not want to include personal identifiable information on a client within this. And so what we would say here, for instance, say we had a specific client we're working with, you wouldn't use their name here, you would say client ID, having issue saving, something like that. And then the same way here, if there's a particular client you're talking about, just use client ID. So we don't want to use names, birth dates, socials here. Continuing on, this information right here should automatically fill out with your email address and your phone number. If it doesn't, please fill that out. Also, please make sure this is updated, because this is how you will get notifications that we have in fact worked on your issue, we've assigned it to somebody, we have replied to it, and we're looking for a response for you. So you really want to make sure this email is correct. And then notify additional people. This would allow you to add another user to be notified that this issue has been submitted. That could be used in a way, maybe you have a director that you want to let them know that, hey, there was an issue, but you submitted a ticket, that's why you haven't ran this report that you were trying to get to them, that kind of thing. Once we have all this information filled out, we can go ahead and click submit, and then this will go ahead and submit the issue within ClientTrack, and then we will get notifications through email to let us know that there has been an issue submitted. Now, submitting an issue is kind of half of issue management. The other part is going to be, once an issue has already been submitted, how that issue is handled and responded to, and there might be a response needed from you as a user, or you might have something else to add after you've already submitted an issue. You might have another comment or something else that you figured out in the system in regards to that issue. So to pull up your previously submitted issues, you want to make sure you're on the Home tab, and then under My Client Track here, you will see an icon for My Submitted Issues. And when you click on My Submitted Issues, by default here you will get all the issues you've submitted except issues that have already been marked as closed. Now there's kind of 4 statuses that you will probably see while we're working on issues. One is not assigned. That means we have probably not began to look at this issue yet. The first thing we would do when we look at an issue is we go ahead and assign it, and so that will be assigned either to a system admin or a COC admin depending on what's appropriate. So then you'll see your issues going to assigned, and that means we are actively working on it then. Then the next stage would be fixed, verify, needed. And so when we go in and we feel like we've made a fix for something, we go ahead and mark it as fixed, verify, needed. That gives you an opportunity to go in and verify it to make sure it is indeed fixed, and then you can go ahead and close it. So in a nutshell, those are kind of the different stages that issues can be in. To pull up an issue, you would click this little pencil icon. So for instance, this is the issue we just submitted. So if I click this pencil icon here, I would go ahead and see that whole ticket. That's the screenshot I included and the text I included here. And then you'd also see any notes that were left here by any admins. And so, like I said, when we leave notes, you will get an email notification to let you know that you need to go in and check your My Submitted Issues to see what the note is we left. And in the email you'll get, it will have the issue ID, so you can easily pull up the specific issue. Now, if you need to reply to a message we've left on a note, you can do that by clicking New Note. And you can leave your reply here, and then scroll down and hit Save the Note. You always want to leave Send Email checked. That is just going to send a notification to let everybody know, or to let us know as admins that you have replied to it as well. So this is kind of how we can have conversations within an issue and communicate, what's going on and if we need any more information. Now eventually we are going to go in and mark this issue as fixed as we come up with a solution for it. So once we do that, and we'll say how we fixed it, or that we did fix it. Once we did that, then when you go under My Submitted Issues, you're going to see this status: fixed, verify, needed. This would mean you would want to just go in, read the note, if it's applicable, go in and make sure it is fixed, and then you could go ahead and click Verify Issue. And just click Verify again there, and then that's going to let us know like you went in and verified it, and now it's actually going to be marked as closed. So as you can see now, it doesn't even show up here. The way we'd get it to show up here is if we were to click Closed. It would now show closed issues. You can also go in and close an issue yourself. So if you submitted an issue and then the next day you figured that problem out, you can actually open up your issue and go to Close Issue, say why you fixed it, scroll down and click Save the Note and Close Issue. That can be really important because if you submitted an issue but then didn't need any more help with it, when you go close it out, we're not going to look at it anymore, and that will save us a lot of time so we can work on issues that are current in the system. Also, if there was an issue you submitted previously, even if it was a while back and you're still having that problem, and maybe we had already marked it as fixed and you thought it was fixed but found out it's not, instead of submitting another issue, it'd actually be better to go into that closed issue, that older closed issue, and you can actually go in, click this little icon up here, and you can say mark this issue as not fixed, and it's going to say what is still wrong. You would put the information there, scroll down, save the note, and mark the issue as not fixed. That's going to keep the system working a lot more efficiently instead of having multiple issues submitted on the same problem, and then it also will give us a good history of the problem, how it started, and some good information on that. So again, learning how this issue tracking works and learning how to submit good issue tickets will really make this system work great for you guys and also help us efficiently work on these problems.